Very
from a
true.
support.
Also, they've got a nice mix, I feel like, on Scary Faces of magic and physical, right? Windrunner certainly bringing a lot of physical. Slaughter can amp that up, but then Queen of Pain is like all magic lady. So, and pure. Magic and pure lady.
Magical lady of pureness.
Yes, magical lady of pure damage. Shadow Fiend is magical abomination of magic damage. I don't know, Shadow Fiend is weird. So, and there we
Magical
go.
abomination of right-clickiness.
Yeah, and folks, oh yeah, it does it in all pick mode too. You guys can get this beautiful picture that Valve wants you to see that they put in the game for who knows why.
Which picture?
Oh, when you click on the hero skills in the draft. Oh yeah, it's got a close. The thing that makes me question it, right? You know this has got to be something they were building because it's got a close button and it's got a pop out button. I don't dare click this pop out button because I don't know what link it's gonna send me to. But like maybe they were trying to practice hosting web links inside of Dota or whatever, and yeah, it's just a weird feature. And I'm like, what was Valve trying to do here? Is this a leftover bug?
I just don't click anything in the draft. I don't want to be the reason for a remake or cause any problems.
They won't
with
remake for
players.
you or me, don't worry. If we mess up, we're out. We're right out. They don't remake for coasters.
I'll get some bad rep. We don't want that.
Yeah. This actually is a really cool effigy from... Oh, never mind. It looked cool because the stuff isn't on her. Never mind. Okay, we've already introduced the players, folks. We'll click around on them a little bit just in case. We're into the game. We've got already leveled Enchant. I mean, I feel like on Enchantress this isn't worrisome. A lot of players prefer to wait to skill until they get to the rune or the lane. Maybe there's some first level 1 engagements that can happen. But I feel like with Enchantress, yeah, I mean, maybe there'll be an instance where Untouchable or the Healing Wisps is helpful, but it can really screw you over for the rest of the game.
It's similar to Enigma, but the only difference with Enchantress is that's actually useful for the 20% slow at level 1, as opposed to just being a creep skill.
Yeah.
You really don't want to have to leech your cores XP while you're sitting there going, I misskilled team. But it was a good idea.
Yeah, and I'm actually gonna Skype call you because TeamSpeak is still roboting you, so prepare for the Skype call.
Rip.
Rip indeed. Although I need to make sure we get this engagement going. We've got a little bit of right clicking, back and forth. A huge Stormhammer, can they kill off RMM? But now he turns around with a Slithering Crush and Miracle is going to be going down first. RMM just casually salving up on the high ground, ready to go in for another Slithering Crush in 2 seconds. And I think Moon Meander may be the one going down as well. But can Artstyle escape from Fly here? He's got another decay in 1 second, but he just uses the auto attack and it looks like Moon Meander got out all right. Fly is in the danger. No, Fly is not in the danger zone. He's hitting him like a truck. Oh my goodness, he's level 2, as he said. He's gonna kill them all. Maybe, probably not. He's out of mana, but I can't believe he just dropped the tombstone there, and that I like that.
He needs to make sure he doesn't feed it away, so it's good that he's staying around protecting it, and he's zoning them out a lot.
He may go down here. Now. Yeah, he's very one more auto attack. Oh, the power shot and the auto attack. So Fly giving away his opening mass. I have level 2 suddenly, but yeah, that
is really bad for the Shadow Fiend. Yeah. No, he's almost like a full 500 gold behind the Windrunner.
Yeah, I don't actually know if I'm hearing you through TeamSpeak or Skype right now.
I turned off my TeamSpeak.
Okay, good. Because I was like, I didn't hear 2 of you. Well done. Okay, so we've got you in Skype now, and hopefully there will be less roboting. Until we find out that actually you're the robot. That would be...
You never know, right?
Yeah, that would actually be a surprise. But either way, let's get into it. We've had that early rune engagement. It turns out it equals out to about nothing. No lead for anyone, even though Scary Faces got 2 kills. We're very even. And looks like they're running what they like to on OG. They put No Tail bottom, getting a lot of farm there. And Miracle mid.
And Fly's just trying to disrupt the jungle as much as possible to take the focus away from Miracle. Yeah. Which I like that he's doing this as opposed to trying to pressure any lanes.
So, I also really like the changes to the Mud Golems, I think. Oh, we have a charge coming out onto Miracle. Will they be able to get anything? No, she doesn't even go for the Shackle. Oh, she doesn't have it leveled, but she has more than enough for the power shot. Misses, but one more. No, uphill miss! Uphill miss! Oh my goodness, Artstyle must be frustrated there. Probably should have just gone for a few more auto attacks instead of trying to do the power shot, and now maybe Artstyle's in trouble. Has the wind run though. Fly, other than decay, spamming, can't do too much there. This game is already a bit ridiculous. I wanted to talk about how the Mud Golem not having to use mana to throw that rock, kind of really nice. But, We had no
But
chance.
Golems and Enchantress are like the best creep because if you time it right, you can stun, then it will time out and it will give you the 2 mini creeps, and then you double stun. It's like 300 damage after reductions. It's insane.
So, really nice there. I also like Spirit Breaker's positioning. I think they're doing a good job on Scary Faces trying to shut down Miracle. And this time the Shackle's gonna latch. The charge just illuminating him for it. But it's a low level Shackle. And Miracle might even be able to get the kill. No, Shadow is also just gonna walk it off. Well played there. And for, I think, the first time in a long time, we're seeing Miracle actually having a rough time mid. And he has no stacks since Enchantress was in their jungle.
Yeah, this is exactly what Scary Faces need to do to get their game off to a good start. Fly can't be everywhere, and nor can crit. They have to be dealing with like the Enchantress quite a lot, and also the Quap bottom's putting a lot of pressure. So if they're not mid, they are doing something, but it's just Shadowfi needs to acknowledge that and be a bit more careful.
So, yep. Now, we've also got a weird 1v1 up top. We've got Sven versus a Slaughter, not one I thought I was going to be seeing today. It looks like Sven and Slaughter are pretty even in this lane. I think that both of them can put a lot of right click into the other, but I think it's hard to get a kill without some more support up here.
Barring Slardar skilling Bash and then getting like RNG for days, there's 0 kill potential in this lane, I think.
Yeah.
It's just a farm war, and Moon's coming out slightly ahead right now.
Yeah. Pretty even overall, though. And we have another charge onto Miracle. The Shackle, it doesn't... Oh, it does actually latch on the creep. Do they have enough damage, though? The Shadow not getting any bashes as I say that. He gets the bash. Whoa. This is really the hottest start I think we've ever seen for Miracle. He's actually got quite good CS, but because he's died so much, he's really low on the net worth chart. And I'm going to keep it on net worth just because this game has been really weird.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, this is one of the better ways to shut down a Shadow Fiend. Spirit Breaker alone is generally pretty good, but when you combine it with the fact the Enchantress is just making so much space, and actually going bottom now.
Yeah, let's see if they can pick up Shadow. He just charges away to the creep wave behind them, and now Crit's in a lot of trouble. Enchantress going in there using the Hadoken creep. Crit just needs 2 more auto attacks and he goes down. Oh, but the jukes, but it's hard with so many units. Will he be able to get out? He throws out the heal, takes the Hadoken, but Crit not in fact going down there. And I have to say, it feels a bit like, and this is really surprising to me, OG, they're definitely losing mid. Are they even winning the bottom lane?
Yeah, the Quap's not farming too well, but right now they're doing enough, I think, on the other 2 lanes.
Oh, and let's
Mostly
see
on
if...
mid.
Okay, he cancels the charge. And yeah, it feels like Scary Face is doing really well in mid. Also, they had this aggressive Observer ward the whole time. Have been helping out Artstyle in that lane. So, I think a lot of this is also this Enchantress is doing a lot of work.
Yeah, at some point they're going to have to tone down the aggression, I feel like, so they can actually use the space they've made to get some items. Because you don't want to keep going so hard that you end up like going into multiple heroes.
Yeah.
Right now the rotations aren't too much from OG, but they'll eventually get TPs and they'll have the levels to like use their ults.
Yeah, definitely the way I've seen in the past, the way they play around this Brewmaster is they really just have, oh, No-Tail's ready to pound onto Axe and actually hits a creep instead, wants them lost hits, and just doing some casual harass to the Queen of Pain, knowing that he's not in a lot of trouble down there. He doesn't actually have mana for split, but can always eat the mango and use it, I think, if he's in a bad spot. So really playing alongside... Oh, now he's going for the rune, never mind. I was gonna say, I've seen OG play this lineup before. They really play around the ult on No-Tail and kind of threatening to use it and threatening to take really favorable team fights with the early Brewmaster ult.
It's pretty much the only way you can play around the hero, I feel. When he was really popular, he was pretty much like the 10-minute king. He would generally have a blink by then, and you just can't win team fights at that point.
Yeah. And actually being a right pain to Queen of Pain here on this bottom lane, No-Tail having a good old time. Now, I'm assuming Blink Dagger first, maybe even before upgrading boots or anything. There are other options. I think Aura is very popular on the Brewmaster.
Yeah, I think Vlad's AC is pretty much the standard build. You might opt for a BKB here and there depending on the game. I'm not so sure you'd want one this game, just because I think the other 2 items are really important for your team.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird game when it comes to stuff like BKBs for OG, because there's a lot of stuff that does go through the BKB, but at the same time, you want to avoid Shackle. You can not have to be charged. Yeah, Bash still goes through BKB, but it's not there are definitely things you want to avoid using that BKB.
I think the big thing is, unless you blink on top of Slardar or Cop gets an Orchid or a Hex, there's no instant CC. Like, he can generally get the split out, unless he somehow blinks into a charge or something really awkward.
Yep, we got Moon Meander, he's going for it, but he decides to back out, deciding there are two of them, and even with his plus armor, he doesn't want to fight this. He just wants to farm and be really scary up on R&M, who's going to come around with a Slithering Crush. They've got another charge coming out too. He throws the Stormhammer and dodges the Slithering Crush. That thing is not easy to dodge. Its AoE is huge, so well played there from Moon Meander and actually giving some more harass. At the same time, it looks like Windrunner. We have the first Brewmaster split of the game, and are they going to catch someone up? They've thrown up the Windrunner. Let's see if they can get anybody else. Maybe they can do something to the Enchantress. The Hadoken doing quite a bit of damage to Miracle, and it looks like No-Tail not able to get the stuns he wants. State 21 also now stunned up, but there's no follow-up damage from the rest of his team, and No-Tail may actually be in a really bad position. Slithering Crush gonna come out, and that is a dead No-Tail. Maybe he got off the Thunderclap, but it wasn't enough, and now Miracle, he is not in a good spot. A huge Soul Rip coming out as well, so the Sonic Wave doesn't kill him off, and can he man-fight Axmo? It looks like he could win this, especially with the help of the Stormhammer. I don't think since he has two bottle charges, he'll take down to the dagger, and a favorable engagement for OG. Well, even.
It would definitely have not been favorable if Quap hit the ulti and managed to kill the Shadow Fiend, but she kind of whiffed, so that's unfortunate.
Definitely a messy game is what it feels like we have coming out here.
Dire's top tower is under
Yeah,
attack.
these heroes just lend themselves to making kills happen pretty much everywhere. OG want a lot more control in the game. Right now, the Bruce splits down, he doesn't have his dagger. The levels on Undying aren't the highest, but I guess level 5 at 9 minutes is pretty acceptable. But once they have their spells, they'll be able to have a lot more control in these fights. And that's when Scary Faces need to stop going so randomly YOLO. But for now, they can just keep doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
There's only a small lead from it though, which is unfortunate. The amount of pressure they put early was pretty good, but
I feel like considering they're up against a Shadow Fiend, it's actually quite good. Normally he would be topping the net worth chart, also having stacks to fall back on, but just the Enchantress's movements and the constant spam in middle from the Spirit Breaker doing a lot of good work, it feels like. Unfortunately, he couldn't make the kill on top latch.
yeah, this game's... like, as I say, as soon as the Blink comes out, it'll be more interesting from No-Tail. It's really hard to run at them with a split. They can mostly get away.
Yeah.
Pop can blink, Windrunner can Windrun, you charge away, sprint away. The Enchantress is just slightly awkward to kill with the Nature's Attendants.
How do you feel about late game potential for both of these teams? I feel like Scary Faces has almost more cores, but at the same time, Brewmaster can always be a weird factor, and Sven, if he is able to transition right now, he's off lane. I imagine they'll make sure he gets some more farm as well, and he is farming really well already. He can certainly transition into a really hard right clicker.
I feel like Scary Faces have like 5 relevant heroes when it hits late game, as long as the Enchantress gets farmed. That's like the most important thing for the late game. I feel like the other 3 cores are going to be able to do things. It's just if the Enchantress is, you know, if she gets like Treads, Ags, maybe a Mask of Madness or a Hex, she can be super relevant. But if she doesn't, and she falls off a lot, then I think OG's late game is fine between the Sven and the Shadow Fiend. Dazzle's also really important.
Yeah. I don't know, I agree with you. It feels like Undying is the one guy here who might have some trouble. Maybe if it goes super late, he'll go into an Ags. It also depends. I think the early team fight, if they can put the Tombstone in places where it's not getting killed, I guess, is the way to say it. I think these early engagements could go OG's favor with all the lockdown. At the same time, Sonic Wave, if you get a good shackle off, the AoE on the Slithering Crush, nothing to scoff at.
Yeah, it's gonna come down to like how deep the Scary Faces feel like they can go. If they're able to restrain themselves from like misplaying a lot, I think they can definitely get a lead and keep it.
Yeah, do you
I
think...
feel like OG are just more disciplined.
Do you think this is a Quap Orchid game? She was offlane Quap, so her farm isn't the best. But it definitely feels like an Orchid here. It'll help you kill off Shadow Fiend, it'll help you kill off No-Tail, Dazzle.
As much as in theory it's good, I think the timing will just be way too late, so I'd rather see just generally good items. He doesn't have the inventory space to go for something like an Urn after he picked up the double null, so maybe just treads into Point Booster, eventually into an Axe.
Yeah. Certainly all good options, and we've got things slowing down after some really weird early game aggression. We've got what looks to be a smoke gank headed up top, and they want this Enchantress and Slaughter. If they can catch them, Fly actually going to be the one to open up. Stormhammer comes out immediately, the net from State 21, but oh, they're just giving up the Enchantress, and I think this is the right play. I really like that R&M just abandoned her there, because I think sometimes folks think, oh, I'll come in, I'll get a 5-man Slithering Crush, I'll change around the team fight. You're probably just gonna die.
Yeah, having the presence of mind to not want to go in there, and when you're getting pretty close to your blink, it's really important you don't die.
Yeah, speaking of being close to his blink dagger, yeah, he is only 500, 600 gold away from that guy, and probably just wants to maybe even just go farm neutrals if the top lane is being too crazy with all these heroes.
They're looking to defend though, I think. The
Yeah.
Quaff has a TP ready with her ult as well, so...
We've got a charge
Charger.
coming out onto Fly. He's already dropped the tombstone there, so suddenly they can't fight there unless Quap gets rid of this thing. They're just gonna give it up.
I think they're happy with just forcing the tomb out, because that's their biggest team fight outside of the Bruce split right now. But he's not there. He's just 1v1ing the bot bottom.
Yeah, it's a really weird 1v1. Brewmaster has very low chance of killing her just because she can constantly blink away. At the same time, he can definitely harass her down, and he's been doing so, making sure to get off that Earth's Ground Slam. It's not called Ground Slam. Earth's Thunderclap, thank you. There we go, Thunderclap. I was like, Earth Clap? It's not Earth Clap. Getting off that Earth Clap onto her.
I think it's called Earth Boulder from the Panda, so maybe that's why they're confuzzle.
Yeah. No, I just, there are lots
Or
of
Hell
weird...
Boulder. I don't even know, actually. I never play this hero.
Oh, what is they doing on Moon Meander? He's a little out of position, immediately throws the Storm Hammer, and everything looks like it's going to quiet down, but he was potentially in a bad spot. And Enchantress already showing the power of those pure damage glaives? I don't know what we call these. Spears?
Spears.
Spears. Yeah.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
We've also got a smoke.
Top rune?
Oh, yeah.
I think he's
See,
fine.
nobody's dying. There are a lot of close calls here. There's also Scary Faces are trying to smoke bottom onto No Tail, and it feels like this is another hard gank. Ganking a Brewmaster, he can just split and run away one of the pandas, but oh, they might have more than enough damage. Where's the Sonic Wave? They just auto-attack it. Okay. There's the Sonic
Rip.
Wave. They really made sure No Tail was dead there, guys.
They just wanted to scream at his corpse. I
Yeah,
think.
it's showing him. It's actually really good for your team's morale, because you do it to the other team and you're like, yeah, that's how dead you are.
It's like when Unknown drop items in your face, right? It just messes with your
Yeah.
head. I'm pretty sure that's
Exactly.
what he was going for.
We
He
got
actually
another
does
charge
not-
going out onto Crit. Crit has no idea that this is happening because it's nighttime and they get the shackle. That's going to be Dazzle going down. No time to Shallow Grave there. And suddenly Scary Faces again getting pickoffs all over the place with the help of Spirit Breaker.
Yeah, I think it's just one of those where you're kind of on autopilot most of the time, but you need to think that if you get caught out there, no one's saving you. You're the one that saves your core.
Yeah.
On the flip side, it might just be they could have killed Miracle there, so he'd rather tank the gang.
Yeah, it definitely felt rough. We've got the blink out, and now Fly is gonna go down. Moon Meander's trying to do what he can, but a charge is coming his way. Where is the Shallow Grave? There it goes. And now Moon Meander, can he do any sort of turnaround in this mass zombie world? But they've got the Tombstone down, and Moon Meander, he's taking a lot of damage. Healed up at the Slithering Crush, and the Power Shot. It doesn't care about all of your armor. But now Slaughter looks like he's gonna pay with it with his life, taking a raise to the face, and Miracle is suddenly there, ready to get in on this action, building up on his mech. And No Tail, trying to make somebody else be falling victim to the rest of their team. He's turned back into a real panda, though. And his lockdown
Because
is
he
gone.
wasn't a panda before. There's actually
The
the
baby
finished mech up
pandas.
now.
Are they... They're baby pandas, not real pandas. And so a good team fight turnaround for OG, but I have to say, bad initial engagement, and this Spirit Breaker is playing so well. Shadow is doing so much work this game.
I think this is the first time I've ever seen Tranks on a Spirit Breaker.
Dire's middle tower
But
is under
I hope
attack.
he lets you go into items
Dire's
instead, so
structures
he
are
just buys the
fortified.
wards.
Do you want to see an Enchantress with an Aghanim Scepter?
Yes, I think it's really crucial to that lineup.
We've got an engagement in middle. Miracle uses that haste, gets away, manages to have that one miss, and now State 21 might be in danger. You have that. You have untouchable, but that doesn't help you against Razors, and a charge coming out again, stunning out crit. That was a good Sonic Wave and Miracle without that backup. He pops the mech, but he's just slowly falling. Can he walk it off? Shackle latches, he explodes, and maybe Fly can follow up on this, but I doubt it. But here comes Moomian, and he's got that God Strength, and with the minus damage from the Shadow Fiend ult, keeping those two alive, but now that's gone, that debuff out of there, and let's see if Axmo, he can use the Scream here, but Fly immediately pops up right back up to full health, and Quap has overstayed her welcome, and now Shadow's gonna go down to God Strength, doing so much work. I mean, it's holy cow. Also, look at Fly. 1, 2, 3,
the
4,
decay
5, 6.
stacks.
Yeah, just 8 decay stacks. You know, just Fly things.
That's the most I've seen in a very long time. He could actually die if he gets shackled when... No, never mind, she misses. So he's Gucci.
Yeah, that was also another really messy fight, and it feels like OG getting the upper hand in a few of these, but I just wanted to point out really good shackles, and it did feel like a lot of people on both sides overstaying their welcome was kind of the name of the game there, because both OG in the Shadow Fiend and, oh gosh, what is Fly doing? I thought he was like farming creeps. He's just losing decay stacks, I guess, and getting low.
I guess he was going to a secret shop, but they're actually finding the Dazzle.
Yeah, but No Tail's come back in trying to protect his Dazzle. Shallow Grave, and there's the split. Can No Tail take them out and give Crit time to go or get away? I don't know, but there's the heal, and Dazzle needs to auto-attack maybe a little bit. He's gonna get Slithering crushed and go down, but No Tail, he is in here, and where is his backup? We've got Moon Meander coming in from the backlines maybe, but he seems to be taking ages to get there, and the blink, it only lands on one, and he's immediately shackled up, but No Tail, he's back in Panda form, and if Moon Meander finds any of them with that God Strength, he's gonna let them know all about it. I don't think they can catch out Axmo here. They've got the stun. She isn't able to blink away, but between the two, do they have the damage? No. Not quite able to get it. And another seemingly good team fight for OG. They are bringing this game back into their side 11-12 after the really early lead. But Miracle on the bottom lane. He's gonna maybe go down. They have a lot of damage. Nether Strike as well. He pops that mech, but where can he go? Maybe he can kill off State 21. He gets the kill. He's gonna fall to Shadow. Or is he? Requiem of Souls. And there's a Shallow Grave potentially if he needs it. How did Miracle turn that around? Quap finally kills him off. Crit probably be... Oh, Crit's Shallow Grave wasn't cooldown. Nobody can tell him off there, and I don't think he can kill off Quap here. Quap might also just turn around and Sonic Wave you if you're not careful. Slithering Crush, just gonna use the Scream. And again, somebody overstaying their welcome, this time being Crit. Still really impressed with Miracle's turnaround on that gank.
Yeah, that's just knowing the extent of your hero. Like, you do that in pubs all the time when people try to do that, and having the Dazzle there definitely also made him more confident. It's a shame the Grave was like 2 or 3 seconds off, otherwise I think he might have been able to get away.
Yeah. But either way, this game, action-packed, and looking at these two lineups, I'm not quite sure who super benefits for an action-packed game. OG is definitely in the gold lead and the experience lead. It does feel like both sides, I mean, Spirit Breaker can do well with a lot of action, so can a Queen of Pain. She's got short cooldowns on things like that Scream, unfortunately not the Sonic Wave, but it just feels like the Shadow Fiend, he's worked his way back into it, and having his early mech up really helping his lineup.
Yeah, this is the point where I was saying earlier, Scary Faces need to chill a tiny bit and use this time to farm, because OG are at a peak now where they have level 2 Bruce split with Blink, they have Blink on Moon, they have, as you said, the mech on Shadow Fiend level 2 Wreck is also up, and the supports have levels, which this makes it really hard for Scary Faces to do what they want to do, which is like first down heroes.
Yeah, we have a dead Enchantress, maybe gonna lose her Bodhi as well, and suddenly on the bottom lane, you know you're in the danger zone for R&M.
I think he's fine, he'll just blink away, but this is a tower for sure.
He does bother to put up the amp damage, and yeah, as you said, Moon Meander gonna make quick work of this thing with his God Strength, along with all the damage coming out of Shadow Fiend. This Shadow Fiend is pretty big, also almost finished Sanj and Yasha. So, we're talking about avoiding things. What items do Scary Faces need up before they can fight into this again?
Quap needs something to tank up, which I'm gonna guess is gonna be an Axe.
Oh, we have a TP in from Queen of Pain. She does blink backwards, but where's going to be the Sonic Wave to hit? We've got the Primal Split as well, and a Tombstone in a fantastic spot, and R&M is taking way too much damage. At least they stunned out Crit, but I don't think there's any sort of return onto him. An Urn popped onto the Dazzle. I don't think he even cares, and this tower is lost. I think it is just time to give it up, wait out the Tombstone. And we were discussing what Scary Faces need to do to get back into this game, and certainly feeding away your slaughter was not it.
It felt like they were doing the right thing, and I think Enchi's dead here as well.
She just walks in, takes a huge heal bomb to the face. These things don't care about your untouchable.
Yeah, this is what I was saying, where OG is a more experienced team. You can tell Scary Faces, they just don't understand at this point that they need to not fight. They were doing the right thing. They traded this tower for the tier 1 bottom, and then they decided to try and defend the tier 2 when I feel like they should know at this level they can't fight into them right now. As I said, OG's at a peak. You have to wait this out and get your next set of items. Quap was sitting on 2k gold, which she ends up spending into a Dagon, which I really don't think so. Particularly good choice.
I am really confused by that. I feel like the Aghanims is better in every way, shape, or form.
I guess it's mostly just to find the supports and burst them down, or maybe burst down the Brood before he splits, burst down Miracle before he gets some mech off. But it's really hard when there's Dazzle and Undying to keep them alive.
Yeah, really weird. Really unsure of the play there. Either way, OG, they're ready to go again. The primal split. Wow, that was hard to get out. I was trying to say the panda split, and it wasn't working. It's up in 20 seconds again, and they might just wait, push this, slow siege it while they wait for that to be back up. We've also got a bunch of new items. We've got the Vlad's up on Brewmaster along with the Blink he's had for a while. Blink on Moon Meander, now working on the AC. I think, oh, we're having them give it a go. Looks like they've caught out State 21 again. Can Moon Meander catch up, though? He gets one last hit, and he does so much damage. Windrunner maybe trying to find some sort of split, but she's just going to get stunned out here. Tossed up in the air first. Maybe they can even catch out the Queen of Pain. Requiem of Souls right on top of her.
That's really nice when you... Because the Panda Cyclone is really annoying to time. What is it? It's like 6 seconds. But when you dispel into a Requiem, that's just nice to watch.
Yeah. And it's clear that these folks, they've played it before. They knew exactly when to hit the timing for OG. They've done that lineup, and they're getting ready to siege high ground, not even in Aegis. We're suddenly 21 minutes in for what was an even game till about 5 minutes ago. Suddenly almost 7.5 thousand gold and experience in favor of OG. They are rocking out in this game. They're taking a Rax 22 minutes. Queen of Pain, she's trying to blink forward and do anything, and I can imagine many items much better than this Dagon that she has right now.
I hate to say it, but it's just such a pubby build and kind of pubby playstyle. Like, I really liked how they did the start. That was exactly what they needed to do, but they needed to realize that you have to eventually stop, because OG were trading evenly engagements. They were getting their items up while you were still doing your thing. And now you see why you can't fight into them, because now you have a lead for OG, and Scary Faces feel really desperate.
Yeah. We've also got Fly rocking a full Crimson Guard, taking full advantage of being rich. They're gonna try to sneak a Roshan, but I don't think that anybody on OG... Oh gosh, they expect it. In goes No Tail, blinks into a bunch of them, but gets off that Earth Clap. And now we're going to be seeing a stun that completely whiffs because of the blinks away. Do they have the lockdown with a Nether Strike? It doesn't look like an Enchantress trying to do some work onto that Tombstone, but it's healed up to full, and they're missing uphill. Axmo now caught up there with the rest of the team, and a heal bomb finishing him off. And now State 21 going to fall inevitably. And this could just be a super easy Roshan. They've got the amp damage on it for the lineup of OG. They've got Presence of the Dark Lord maxed out. I don't know how you stop them right now if you're Scary Faces. It seems so good. Windrunner also going down, off onto the side. She's going to Windrunner away, not take these auto attacks, but they will have a very quick Roshan.
Yeah, I think they're actually going to go for the kill here. They have blinks up.
Yeah, they're going in. They've got the stun. They're going to just... Oh, Requiem of Souls on her again. Miracle feeling a little bit frisky. Maybe going to pay for it for going so deep. Do they have the damage? They've got the charge coming out of Miracle. He's getting very low. He pops up the mech. Can Moon Meander do anything to help him? The Stormhammer should be coming off cooldown soon. He could use it. Miracle able to dodge that, and then the Stormhammer being thrown out. The Quap also bought back for that, and I don't think she's going to be getting anything out of it. But they keep going. They can see Miracle out here. The Aegis is fixed up onto No Tail. Here they go with a big weave, and the Tombstone being dropped, and Slaughter RNM has overstayed his welcome, dying to a Stormhammer. They're gonna get this Spirit Breaker, it looks like. They might not have enough lockdown. He might be able to charge away, but no, he dies before he can even do that. And this game, out of control for OG. They're getting the mid-racks. They might even just take bottom while they're at it.
Yeah, I think that was for Hail Mary from Scary Faces. If they somehow manage to defend, I'd be really impressed. But they're so far behind right now, and at the moment, they're 3v5.
They do have some big ults up on the guys, and We'll see what they can do there, but as you said, not really feeling like it. And now they're going on to state 21. Again, they have so much damage that just ignores the untouchable and keeps auto-attacking. Her Axmo should be able to get out just fine, but it looks like another set of racks at the very least. And Scary Face is without that Aghanim Scepter up on Quap. She doesn't have any way to wave clear supers.
Yeah, that's second racks. I can understand they might be holding on, talking about game 2, just trying to do some kind of strategizing.
No, Slaughter does blink in, but there's immediately a tombstone dropped and he wants to get out of there, but Shadow's going in. Gonna probably nether strike someone just for funsies, actually trying to walk it off, and I can't imagine that the GGs won't be called soon. They heal up the tombstone for good measure. Let's see if they can kill off Slaughter on the sidelines here as well. R&M taking quite a bit of damage, and yeah, getting themselves a Rax. They would have to clear the tier 2 out on top.
I think they'd just rather go for tier 4s. They definitely can.
Killing off those Ziggurats. And not gonna be
Gotta get
much.
the huts.
Yeah, gotta get the huts. Nowhere for those creeps to live. OG just rolling this game, and it was really even. Even in the first 10 minutes, I definitely thought Scary Faces had an advantage just based on how they were playing, how well Scary Faces were picking off Miracle, but not looking like they could seal the deal.
I think that just comes down to an experience as captain and as
Oh,
players.
no tail. Is he gonna burn that Aegis? He does, and R&M suddenly realizing he didn't want to be in there after the Aegis was down. Miracle trying to channel that Requiem of Souls, but being stunned out over and over. The Crimson God comes out, but it is not enough, and now they're walking away on the Ancient. There's the GG call. We'll be going to a game 2. Final thoughts?
They need to calm down on Scary Faces. Once they get a lead, they need to grow their lead as opposed to trying to force it when it's a fairly unsubstantial lead. They had like 2 or 3k gold, and they were ahead, but they needed to grow before they could take it again.
Yeah. Not understanding these fight timings, as you pointed out. Either way, that was game 1. It was a bit of a mess. We got through the roboting and all the pauses. Once again, this is Star Ladder. I am Llama Down Under, joined by PQMZ. We'd love your feedback on how to get better. PQ doesn't do the social media, though, so you can just leave it all on Llama Down Under, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook. You can give me your feelings on PQ's costing too, and I'll post that along. So let's get us into game 2 after some words from the sponsors.
Exciting battles of the best teams in the world are back.